Hello and welcome to the interview series between two H's. My name is Heccu, and right now I'm joined by Snitch, captain of Team Dignitas. How are you doing, Joshua?
I'm doing good. Currently in Katowice, our bootcamp in preparation for the Midseason Brawl, and it's been going pretty well. So yeah.
Do you feel prepared?
I mean, we've obviously still got a few more days to scrim, but it's been going pretty well so far. I think we're already kind of confident, in our own style in general. So this bootcamp for us is mostly just about strengthening what we're already good at, and then kind of coming up with some new techniques and stuff that we can bring out, and new strategies that we can bring out at the Midseason Brawl.
I saw one picture, and I don't want to sound like a mom, but are you eating fine, or is it only pizza all day, every day?
It's not too bad. We haven't quite broken into cooking yet. We keep saying we're going to cook, but we're not there yet. So we're mostly doing takeout, but we're safe with it. It's not McDonald's every meal. Sometimes we get an Italian. Sometimes we get a Subway. You mix it up. You mix it up.
Okay. So then, right now you're in bootcamp. It's like you, there's Zelia, there's Wooby, there's Spoilk, and there's JPL, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Nabby's here as well as of today. Our coach is also at bootcamp. Yep.
Well, that's actually pretty cool. But
Yep.
it's basically the same roster that you had during the first half of HGC and the one that you had at Western Catch in Katowice, right?
Yeah.
And for the second half of HGC, you're, I believe, the only European team that will not have any changes at all.
Yeah, I think that's true. Yeah.
So, after all the swaps, which team in Europe do you think will be stronger and which will be weaker?
I think we're mostly still looking at Method and Fnatic as the second and third. Obviously, Method are returning to their previous roster. They had a lot of success playing as Team Expert before, and I think with time they'll easily get back to their old level. So I think we're definitely looking at them in strong competition. I actually think the Fnatic roster is quite interesting. I think Last Hope is a very, very valuable pickup. I think he looks very, very strong, at least in the tryout scrims that we played with him as a rookie. I think he was very, very impressive. So I think he has the potential to work with that team and gel really well, and they could definitely, with Shrimpy as well, I think they could definitely make a very, very strong case for like a cemented second. I think they'll definitely be our strongest rival if they reach the potential. I think they can.
Yeah, but the interesting thing is the roster swaps are already announced, but during MSB, the teams will be still playing with their old players. Do you think this will influence on their performance?
I think it has to. It's hard to, it's hard to give you 100%. Maybe it's not. Maybe you can give your 100%, because it's like a last hurrah. But I think everybody will have the mental strain of oh, this is why we got rid of that player, or oh, this is why I don't want to play with this team. I think both the other teams from Europe will kind of struggle because of that. But I think they are all still talented players. I think a lot of them are very professional, so I think they'll still do their best, to perform. But it wouldn't be at the level it would be at, if the scheduling was a bit different and they could play this tournament first and then do the changes. I think that'd be a lot better for the scene. But with the way it's worked out, I think they'll still be able to deliver at least, because after all, they are European, and all European players are really good. But I don't think it would be as good as it would be otherwise.
And since I already started talking about MSB, which teams do you think will be hard to beat, and who do you expect to see in the finals? Besides yourself.
I think, of course, we're looking at Genji, Ballistics, Tempest, even Tempo Storm. I think all the other regions are looking very, very strong. Actually, I think every region is still coming into its own, and I don't have too much information on China, but from the little I've seen, their teams seem to be a little bit chaotic in their playstyle, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. That can be a very hard meta to adapt to. So I think we're kind of respecting every region coming into this, because I think this could be a tournament where NA does really well. This could be a tournament where China makes a comeback. So I think we are definitely being very respectful of everybody, and we're just trying to cement our own style and practice a lot on what we're good at.
And so at Western Clash, it's mostly about NA versus Europe, but when it comes to such tournaments like MSB and BlizzCon, it's kind of mostly about West versus East. Before the finals at DreamHack Summer, Team East will face Team West in the ultimate show match that is called HGC All-Stars. Many members of the community believe that since Team East has players from Korea, it will be an easy stomp. I personally refuse to believe this. They might have some players that are mechanically better, but since this is Heroes of the Storm, it's a very team-based game. You'll be able to communicate. You have English.
We have the language advantage, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It will be almost, it will be like Hero League with comms and without comms, right?
I mean, so here's my argument, right? The last time I played against Rich in a fun match, we were doing warm-up games. It was in 2016, I think, and it was the HGC Spring Global Championship in Korea. So it was in Seoul. We were doing warm-up games, and me and Rich were both playing Gazler, and I beat him 3 times 1v1, and I've held that over him for the rest of his life. I'm always the better Gazler. So as far as fun matches go, I'm undefeated against Rich, so I think that's probably a good sign for the All-Stars.
Oh, yeah, that sounds pretty good. Okay. I mean,
we have the language as well, you know, but I think just the fact that I'm clearly better than Rich when it's fun games is enough, yeah.
Of course. Okay. I mean, I really want to see you represent the West, but there's a thing that I really want more. I want to see Europe to win another MSB trophy, and right now it looks like you're the best candidate for that, right? From all European teams.
I mean, yeah, I think, you know, if you just look at the past performance of the year so far, yeah, I think it'd be fair to say we're the strongest candidate. I do think, you know, like I said, anything could change. I think every region's practicing very hard, so I don't want to take it too lightly. But yeah, I do think, you know, from the West at least, we've looked like the most dominant team in the first half of the year.
Yeah, you performed like really good, and like again, like Western Clash, you won again and again. But well, we'll see. Like
Katowice is my tournament, you know. We always win Katowice.
Yeah,
we're allowed that one.
How? Okay, well.
I mean, this year we were like the favorites, you know. So it was a very different year actually. This year's Katowice, because it was very different being the favorites for once. Because last year we were the super underdogs. We were like the third to qualify as the team. We were like the new roster with Zalia switching roles. Nobody had any faith, and then we like somehow ground out like 14 games
bottom.
and won. Yeah. And the year before it was kind of a similar thing where, because that was when we had, you know, the original roster with Wooby, and it was like we weren't really sure how we were going to do. Like the scene wasn't as I guess stable as it is now. There wasn't as many games to get a good feel of how good each team was. So again, it was kind of like a thing where we came out of nowhere and surprised everyone, it felt like. But yeah, this year is very different because it was weird being the favorites and having all that pressure to perform on you. But you know, I'm glad we were able to win again. So yeah, I guess Katowice is just our tournament.
Yeah, it's like you're saying this about like the previous Katowice, and during this Katowice, when Zealots like managed to get from the bottom like to the finals, you're like, okay, we're done. Like they won. It's just like the underdogs.
Like, you know, yeah, I mean that's how it always works. You know, they have the plot armor of being the team that won all the games from the loser bracket. Like, you know, like they didn't look too good, but they were still good. Suddenly they're crushing everyone with their own meta. You know, yeah, it was too good a story. But yeah, somehow we managed to beat even that. So I guess Katowice is our tournament for sure. Like, if we can win against that, we can win against anything, I think.
I mean, maybe now MSB needs to be your next tournament. Huh?
I mean, it was already Wooby's tournament, you know, so we're defending his title at this point. That's the important thing.
Oh, okay, good. Well,
I mean, it is true that every defending member of Fnatic is at the tournament on different teams, but I think Wooby's the best one, so we're guaranteed to win.
I mean, I can agree with it. I would say he's like for sure, like the best melee. That's for sure, like in Europe. So yeah, he deserves that spot.
I completely agree. Yeah.
Okay, but I'm actually like pretty down with the interview for now. Thanks a lot for your answers. Do you have any shoutouts?
I mean, of course, you know, huge shout out to Team Dignitas and our sponsors, and a huge shout out to all of our fans. I hope that we get a lot of fans in the MSB. It'd be very, very cool to see people, you know, cheering for us again. And last year that was something that we had. It was really cool to have like a European crowd watching a European final. You know, that was really cool to experience. So I do hope that we do get to have a good performance this year. We're working very, very hard to have a good performance at MSB, and I hope you all cheer for us when it comes.
Do you hope that guy will be there? Like, that Dignitas guy.
I think he is actually. Yeah, his
really?
name is, I think it's Chris Black. I think that's who it is, and I think he is actually coming to MSB. So we're very excited to get some big Dignitas cheers.
He was like such a huge fan. It was insane. But
yeah, he's been to every Katowice. It's been crazy. Like literally year after year, he shows up, and yeah, I think he's coming to MSB this time as well. So we're very excited for that.
That's really cool. Okay, thanks a lot for the interview.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.